we all know about Twitter and Twitter bots and how, you could manipulate 5,000 bots to work certain keywords into the trending position. I mean, this is one aspect. Now we have AI generated art. That's one aspect. Now, added to that, Polygon has super low fees, and there's a particular aspect called wash trading, where if somebody publishes an NFT, and he can actually have like another 5,000 bots constantly buying and selling the NFT. So to an outsider, it looks like, oh my God, this artist is really selling a lot. And based on that assumption, I go buy and the program stops and bang, the guy's made his money. So, Arpit, are we getting to a point where like a super programmer like a Neo could essentially be using 10,000 bots across Twitter, Reddit, on OpenSea, and be shilling artworks through prompting them off an AI platform? Is this already happening? Are we close to it? Like 𝗛𝗻𝗵𝗄𝗹 could essentially be the 3 founders and 10,000 bots essentially.
So Rohan, honestly, this is not, while technology kind of enables newer ways of doing this stuff, but this, at the end of the day, this is a people's problem, right? So technology is just a tool which you may choose.
It is.
So honestly, maybe, factually, I'll not comment on it much, but of course, there can be a lot of different.
I mean, just as a disclaimer, I don't know the 𝗛𝗻𝗵𝗄𝗹 guys. I know they're not using bots. I'm just to be on the same side, but in case, just trying to imagine this.
So just, the one that you mentioned, right? So there is a possibility that such kind of activities may or may not happen, honestly, because at the end of the day, it is about how creative people can get into doing stuff in the wrong way.
This is pretty creative, I would say, no?
Yeah, no, not really. I would say this is not even really creative. This is just a very, very common pump and dump kind of a activity that you are mentioning, right? Which is not at all creative. But I think at the end of the day, this is a people's problem. So essentially, you will have to look at it from both the sides, right? There are people who want to manipulate market using these tactics, and then there are people who are there to kind of correct also, right? Correct stuff. For example, in one of the very recent hacks, I remember that one of the community members, he took charge and he hacked. He kind of launched a DDoS attack on the attacking address and kind of disabled that wallet to siphon off any more funds, right? So essentially what happens here is that now here not only one, here the whole community is fighting these kind of activities, right? So that's the power of it, right? Rather than
I mean, I'm being a little crazier here by suggesting maybe, in 5 years' time or 2 years' time, there's an AI artist. And I mean, that doesn't sound so far away, does it, Arshit?
So, honestly, speaking about art here with Harshit and Myna sitting, I think I'm kind of still too far.
I mean, same here. I'm getting the same feeling.
But why not? I'm not sure. Why not? They can very well be there, right? They already are there. You can have all kind of generative arts, right? So yeah, of course. But I think I'll just stop there and have Harshit or Myna take this.
Harshit, I'd love to get your view on this, man. Yeah. An AI artist who's prompting his stuff and then selling his NFTs and then shilling it on Twitter and Reddit.
That's the dream.
How are you going to find that, man?
That's my retirement plan, right? Like I'm gonna...
Hell, you could write that Python script.
That's what I'm building. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm building, and going to very soon just have my AI take over.
Did I just reveal like your master plan by any chance?
It's okay. I mean, I don't mind people sort of starting to wait for it already. But yeah, I don't see a reason why this won't exist and why this shouldn't exist. And by all means, I think things like this should exist. And that's why art is there, right? Like even if we start introducing a sense of censorship and cancel culture or things like that within the art realm, I don't think we're going to get anywhere from that. So I think, and it's very much in the realm of possibility. In fact, I have done works where I have sort of looked at like the opposite, actually, just as sort of a pun on things, to look at the least liked artworks on Instagram and use that as a training data set for creating art, right? And then sort of just showing that around and saying that, I mean, they also sort of came out quite nice. So
really interesting.
The whole idea of what happens in art especially is if I were to create this, I would still be the artist. Like I would, the person who actually intentionally created this bot would be the artist. And if they're able to sort of use this as a mechanism of commentary on automation of aesthetics, automation of culture, I don't see a reason why that conversation shouldn't happen and shouldn't be put out. How people respond to it is how people will respond to it, right? And there is a deeper questioning of sort of where we are headed to. The whole idea of existentialism comes into picture with this. And as a work of art, the intention is what matters. And just, I mean, we all know sort of the paperclip AI, right? Which was optimized to just produce paper clips, and it ultimately like ended up like, it's a thought experiment, but it ended up destroying the world. And so sort of when creating a system of AI, you have to be very mindful of sort of the intentions behind it. And if, as an artist, I intend to run this as an experiment, by all means, I should do that. Yeah.
That's really brilliant, Harshad. I would love to keep in touch with you and find out what exactly went on with these experiments. Myna, final words from you with this crazy scenario that I presented.
Yeah,
how are you going to curate this AI artist?
I mean, that would be a dream to have someone do that, like I told Harshad. I think I come from a very different, I mean, the visual arts world, there are several considerations to buying art. And I don't think any amount of bots and no amount of like, you know, manufactured likes could get a serious buyer to buy a piece of work unless they really had a deep sense of affinity with the work or they really loved it. I mean, you know, 𝗛𝗿𝗀𝗵𝗶, who was one of our artists, said he was being interviewed by AVS, which is one of the leading channels in North America. And he was asked this question about, you know, how do you feel being a senior artist, stepping into the world of technology? And he said, well, technology is just a medium. All of these spaces are, you know, newer marketplaces, but ultimately it's the quality of work. And as a curator, I certainly agree with that.